Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my channel Languages with Kaur. I hope you all are doing good. In this video, I am going to discuss with you the use of three popular words basically, technically and literally in English conversations. Nowadays you can see that these words are commonly used by native speakers as well as non-native speakers in their conversations. So where do we exactly use those words? What is the exact meaning of those words? So by watching this video, I think you will get clarification of that thing, and by having clarity of the usage of these words, you can make your conversations more effective and you can use these words effectively, not unnecessarily. So let's see what is the exact use of these words. Stay tuned, keep on watching. Let's start with the very first word, that is basically. Nowadays we can see that people are using this word as a filler in their conversations. But basically is used to show that we are going to provide some details on something, or we are going to summarize something. We are going to provide a summary of an explanation. And it can be used in the beginning sentence by saying that we are actually going to provide the summary of an explanation which is not easy to understand, but we are going to try to make it more understandable to a journal audience by simplifying it. Suppose I am discussing about cosmetics and the use of chemicals in those cosmetics. I have explained everything, and in the end I would say basically in almost all the cosmetics some kind of chemicals are used. So here I am providing the summary of something. Besides this, basically is used when we are going to provide the most relevant summary of something. Suppose I am talking about a person, I am talking about positive and negative traits of the character of that person, of the personality of that person. But in the end, by discussing everything, I think his positive things outweigh his negative traits. So at that time, I can say that after discussing all this, I would say basically he is a nice human being. So here I'm saying, although he has so many negative traits in his personality, basically he is a nice human being. And in other situations, suppose I'm explaining something to other persons and now I do want to sum up that thing. At that time, I can make use of basically. For example, I am the head of any organization and I am going to arrange a function. And I am explaining about the duties to different persons in my organization. Suppose there is one person who has the duty to arrange all the seatings, or to look after all the seating arrangements. After discussing everything with him or her, in the end I would say, so basically your main duty is to ensure the proper seating arrangement. One more example is there in the classroom. Teacher is explaining about different tenses of English grammar. In the end, teacher can summarize the conversation or the lesson by saying, basically, there are 12 tenses in English grammar. When I'm talking about my preferences or habits and I just want to summarize that explanation which I have just made, and I just want to give a conclusion of that thing, at that time I can make use of this word basically. For example, I'm talking about myself and I'm saying I can work in a team, I can work in a group, I can do this, I can do that. I am a cooperative person, but basically I love to work alone. So here I'm saying I can manage everything, I can do work in a team. Basically I love to do my work alone, all alone. So don't just use this word as a filler in your conversation. Use it properly to make your conversations more impressive. Let's move to the next word, that is technically. Now you can see often that people are making use of this word in the beginning of their sentences. They are saying technically speaking, technically saying. What does it mean? Well, we use this word technically when we want to elaborate a difference between what is true in theory and what is true in practical terms. So there is the difference between theoretical terms and practical terms. So this verse shows the difference. For example, if I say that technically there are 22 official languages in India. On the other hand, if we see in India, hundreds of languages are spoken and many official functionings are done in those languages, which are quite more than 22. Not those are not just 22, but in written context, in our constitution, it is written that India has 22 official languages. So technically, there are only 22 languages. However, in practicality, we are using quite more than 22 languages. And besides this, technically is used when there is some kind of mechanism involved. For example, if I give you this example that you can't drive, you can't get driving license before you are 18. So technically, if a person is 18 years of age, then only he can be issued driving license in India. So technically, this is the right age to get a driving license. So this is the use of technically. There are some other occasions where we do make use of this term technically. For example, if I say that it takes two persons to make union for a marriage, I can say this word by adding technically here. Technically, it takes two persons to have a union for a marriage. So technically, it is impossible for getting married if two persons are not involved. So here I am using technically. Technically also means that something is according to the law, according to the rules, or according to the facts. For example, if I say that he is in breach of contract, suppose that person may have violated some of the rules of the company unintentionally, or not directly he has violated something, but in the papers, in the theory, he is considered to be violating the rules. So technically he is in breach of the contract. One more example is there. You can see that due to COVID-19, many countries have suffered dramatically. But in the present scenario, many of the governments have declared themselves on the safer side. So I can make the sentence like this, that technically governments of many countries has been able to tackle the epidemic of COVID-19. Still its repercussions can be seen. So I am saying here that although governments were able to tackle this or curb this problem of COVID-19, to curb this menace, still its results, its after results can be seen. So technically they are on the safer side because there is not a single patient now who is suffering from COVID-19, but actually they are not, because it can still occur again. Next word is literally. If I talk about the synonyms of this word, these are exactly, actually, really, or word to word. When we want to emphasize on what we are saying, at that time we make use of literally. For example, if I say that I was literally mesmerized by her dance performance. So here I want to emphasize on the fact that her dance performance was really very beautiful. I was really, you can say, I really got fascinated by the dance performance. So at that time, I can make use of this word. I was literally mesmerized by her dance performance. Moreover, as I told you earlier, that technically we use in scientific context, but we use literally when we are talking about in non-scientific context. Moreover, we use literally when we are talking about some kind of amount, and we want to show that how big the amount was, how large the amount was. For example, if I say that in the new shopping mall, literally there were hundreds of offers for the people. So here I want to focus on the thing, I want to emphasize on the amount, that there were hundreds of offers. So I would use literally here. Besides this, you can also make use of this term when you are talking about something surprising, you got bewildered, you got shocked from something. So at that time, you can use this literally. For example, if I say that I had literally no idea that he can speak French so beautifully. So here I'm surprised by the fact that my friend can speak French so beautifully. So here I'm using literally. So this adverb will really add meaning to your sentence. It will make your sentence more effective. And besides this, if I talk about any other example, I can say that in iPhone we can literally store thousands of pictures. So here again I am surprised by the fact that we can store so many pictures in an iPhone. So that's why I'm using literally here. As I told you that one synonym for this term literally is word to word. This example will give you more clarity. What do I mean? For example, if I say that idioms in any language cannot be translated literally into any another language. So here I'm using word literally to say word to word, that idioms in one language cannot be translated word to word into any another language. So this is also the use of this term literally. It means word to word. So my dear friends, I hope this video will help you to have better understanding of the use of these three popular adverbs of English language, basically, technically and literally. Stay tuned for more such videos and lessons related to English language. Thanks for watching.